This is the My Local Radio special sports presentation of Evanston Red Devil. My Local Radio is leading the way, bringing you more events, highlights, and more athletes than ever before. From the pool to the links to the mat to the track, you'll find them all at mylocalradio.com. Evanston Sports is brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet, Dr. McKay Frankum DDS, West Star Printing, T-Bar S Body Shop, The Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender Restaurants, Hoover Chiropractic, Mountain West Business Solutions, Rocky Mountain Yeti, Evanston Regional Hospital, the Come On in Casper, Rocky Mountain Sign, Bear River Dental, Plains Tire, Uinta County School District Number 1, Ellingford Brothers, and by Freeway Tire. The field is set, the athletes are ready. Now let's take you there with the voice of the Red Devils, ELAN OLLIFF.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Red Devil Aquatic Center here at the campus of Davis Middle School in Evanston. ELAN OLLIFF here alongside Elmo Smith, bringing you coverage of the 2021 4A Southwest Last Chance Qualifier, and it is exactly as it sounds. We were talking before we came on the air, Elmo. This really is akin to these boys' Olympic trials. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Elmo.
There we go. Now I can hear it. Yeah, this is a chance for some of these boys that they've been waiting all year for, trying to get ready to go to state, and now they have one chance. This is it to have a qualifying swim. We'll see a few kids that are trying to swim the same event and get a better time, but the majority are here just to try to qualify in another event or in a particular one that they're very close.
And it's going to be a lot of fun, so stay tuned. We're going to have it all starting in about 12 minutes. The 2021 4A Southwest, the Last Chance Qualifier, on this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Swimming exclusively on mylocalradio.com.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds. Plus job listings, fun giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch live as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches, catch up on local and regional news, and get accurate weather conditions and forecasts. Visit mylocalradio.com, like us on Facebook, and stream it all now.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep.
In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
Do you really think you can get a better deal on a vehicle in the city? Poppycock! Rocky Mountain Yeti is hungry for your business and will beat any bona fide deal on any vehicle, or they'll give it to you as a gift. Now that's legendary. Rocky Mountain Yeti Evanston, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile legendary warranty, where legendary customer service is not a myth.
Receive the best service in the industry when you lease or purchase office equipment from the professional, friendly staff at Mountain West Business Solutions. With a guaranteed quick turnaround time, we will save you money, time, and energy with quality products and customer service that is unmatched in the industry. Serving customers in Wyoming and Utah, Mountain West Business Solutions is a local company with a toll-free number, 866-583-9925. Call us today.
Welcome back to Evanston Aquatic Center. ELAN OLLIFF and Elmo Smith bringing you action the 2021 4A Southwest Last Chance Qualifier. And it's a little interesting. It looks like a duel, but it is the Last Chance Qualifier. Evanston and Rock Springs, the only two teams in the Southwest swimming at the 4A level. And it's going to make for some high drama and some amazing performances, as this is probably what a bunch of these swimmers would consider a targeted event. They've been hoping to peak and to get good enough right at this time to put on the performance of the year and to get that personal best and maybe, just maybe, come in under that coveted state qualifying time and punch their tickets for Laramie next week. ELAN, OLLIFF, and Elmo Smith here. We've got the heat sheets, and we can kind of break it down a little bit. I think we'll probably get started a little bit late as Rock Springs got here a little bit late. But you look at all of these races, we know what the times are. We know what each of these kids needs to swim in order to punch their tickets for Laramie next week. I mentioned it's a real possibility that a lot of kids might have targeted this event as an event where they want to start either peak at or start their peak, because if you don't get the time here, your season is done. So let's go ahead and start off. It'll be the 200-yard. Looks like we're going to have the medley relay. They don't have it on the meet program, but I'd assume we're going to see the A team from Rock Springs and the A team from Evanston. And then we'll have two heats of the 200-yard freestyle. 201 is what they want to come in under. We'll try to figure out a way to get that on the screen, or we'll talk about it a lot. The 200-yard individual medley, 220 is what we're looking at, knocking on the door. Gunnar Seeloff of Rock Springs, only 0.31 seconds away for qualifying in that event. In the 50-yard freestyle, this is where a lot of guys are so close. Earl Asper with a 24.97. He needs to be 24.49 in order to qualify. Also, Hunter Jensen from Evanston, 24.69, and Parker Maluski, 26.86, again, 24.49 the time they're shooting for. In the 100-meter butterfly, 102.50 is what they're looking at. And guys that are on the bubble, there's one in particular, that's Hunter Jensen at Evanston. He comes in with a 104.34. In the 100-yard freestyle, 54 seconds is where they need to swim. Jackson Nichols, 73 hundredths of a second away from qualifying for that one. And Jaron Spicer, 71 hundredths of a second from qualifying for that one. Earl Asper just on the outside looking in at 55.61. Again, the limit is 54. In the 500-yard freestyle, it's going to be a one-man race. It's going to be Tyler O'Driscoll going out there to try to come under 5:35 flat. Then we'll move on to the 200-yard freestyle relay. Evanston A teams and B teams taking on Rock Springs A teams and B teams. In the 100-yard backstroke, only have to come in at 103 flat. And really looking at the guys who will be swimming in these heats, a lot of guys on the outside looking in. The favorite, though, Hanky Phillips out of Evanston with a 108.64. He's going to have a great swim to qualify. And then this is the one where it gets really, really interesting. The 100-yard breaststroke, 110.5 is the qualifying time. Kyler Hoagman comes in with a 110.76. Carter McBurnett comes with a 110.74. And it's going to be really, really exciting. Elmo, you're looking at the heat sheet as well. What are you seeing?
Oh, I love it when these kids have gained so much. I know that Kyler Hoagman has dropped almost 15 seconds in the last month.
Wow.
On that, and so to be right there, that's a real accomplishment just to get that close. But I'd love to see him drop that other actually only needs 2 more tenths, doesn't he?
Yep.
Three tenths to get him inside of it. A couple of these others that are right there close, they're going to have an exciting swim just to drop those last couple of tenths or hundredths to get in there. I think this 50 free, that last heat's going to be fun.
Oh, absolutely. We did have an interview with Coach Kate Schmidt. It's a little long and we're running low on time, so we're going to step aside. When we come back, we will have the start of this one, and it'll all start with the 200-yard medley relay here at the Last Chance Qualifier between Evanston and Rock Springs on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Swimming on MyLocalRadio.com.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Red Devils! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
In May of 2019, Uintah County School District Number 1 became the first school district in Wyoming to achieve a certified Level 1 on high reliability schools by the Rosanna Leadership Center. We're focusing on 3 levels. Level 1 is a safe and collaborative culture. Level 2, effective teaching in every classroom. And Level 3 is a guaranteed and viable curriculum. We are certified Level 1 in safe and collaborative culture. This is Superintendent Ryan Thomas. Congratulations to everyone in our district. Keep up the great work.
Uintah County School District Number 1, Pathway to Excellence.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tires, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Franklin. Something I've really enjoyed as a dentist over the past 20 years are the lasting friendships that I've formed with many of my patients. My staff is really great, and we try hard to make sure that every patient feels a warm welcome. It doesn't matter if it's your first visit or if you've been with us for years. Every patient is welcome and always appreciated. Our goal is to provide the best dental care possible at reasonable rates. Please call us today to schedule your appointment at 307-789-8910.
Go Red Devils!
At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we know our members by name and we love working with them face-to-face. But did you know that members can also handle almost all banking online? Everything from managing your accounts and paying bills to applying for all types of loans. It's simple and we're happy to help you get started. Join Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
Well, some technical malfunctions with the scoreboard may set us behind a little bit, but that gives myself and Elmo Smith some time to kind of pre-talk this last chance qualifier out. And it's something that we talked about while the commercials were running, and that was this is not a first, second, third place type race. This is a everybody try to come in under that time.
Yes, absolutely. Some of these heats, that final heat, it's possible that we could have 6 kids that qualify, and that makes them all a winner.
Absolutely. And then the other thing that you talked about was a good example is in the 50-yard freestyle. The fastest guy in there is John Spicer. He's already qualified for state. He's probably the best 50 freestyler in the West. He's in there at a 23.78. And you mentioned that there might be some strategy throwing in an extremely fast kid like that into these heats.
I know I've seen coaches do that in the past where they put someone in there that they know is going to swim the time they need, and they just tell the other kids, stay with him. If you stay with him, you go to state.
So he's really kind of like the rabbit, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
he's the pace car or whatever you call it, yes.
So this will be a lot of fun. And, again, we're not talking about who's the favorite to win these heats, who's the favorite to do it. It's not about winning the heats. It's about coming in under that time. But also in our interview with Coach Schmidt, which we may actually end up playing because it looks like we're on a bit of a delay because of the scoreboard. We'll give them about 5 more minutes before we make that decision. But she said that when it comes to some of these kids who are not quite ready to make state, of course, she's talking about the younger kids, the freshmen, the sophomores, the most important thing is to get a personal best and end their season on a high note. Looks like they're looking for timers right now. And with the scoreboard acting up the way it is, how important are these timers now?
We almost need double the timers if we're not going to have the scoreboard. They'll have to have backup times right there all the time.
And we'll have to keep you updated as best we can. Good news is that the part of the scoreboard that's malfunctioning is the part that shows maybe like the last part of the names, but not the time. So we will have an idea as close to possible on what these young men do. Let's go ahead and talk about the first event. It's going to be the 200 medley relay. At least it should be. It may not be, though, because it's not listed on the meet program, but they're swimming the other relay, so I don't see why not. I mean, it's also a chance for a backstroker to qualify for state. In the relays, the opening leg, if they can swim under the set time, so for the 200 medley relay, for 50 backstroke, there isn't a 50 backstroke. So in the freestyle relays, such as the 200-yard freestyle relay, that's 50-yard freestyle. If they can swim that opening leg under that 24.49 in the 50-yard freestyle, that would qualify them for state as well. Same thing with the 400-yard freestyle relay in the 100 free. If they can come under that time as well, it's going to be very interesting. So they may be not having the relay. And good news, the scoreboard is working fully, so that makes our job a little bit easier. So the more I think about it, the more I think we probably will be starting with the 200-yard freestyle, and that's going to be 2 heats, but we're not going to go through the lane assignments until we know for sure what is going on. We're going to go ahead and play that interview with Coach Schmidt. If we have to come out in the middle of it, we apologize. We will hear more from Coach Schmidt at the end of this competition, but we are going to go ahead and play that interview from Coach Kate Schmidt.
Here with Evanston boys swimming coach Kate Schmidt. Coach Schmidt, we're going to have the last chance qualifier, and for a former swimmer like myself, I know exactly what that entails. But for people that aren't familiar with swimming, do you care to kind of explain the process and why this is such a high-pressure event?
Sure. We call it last chance because it's literally these boys' last chance to qualify for state. You have to hit certain times in every event to be able to go to our state meet. It's not a given. And so there are times set out every year that these boys have to meet in every event, and this is their absolute last chance before state to get those qualifying times. So, we've been tapering. Conference is a great time to qualify, and we saw some really close qualifying times from some kids, and so this is really their last chance to push themselves and get those times.
And when you talk about this is the last chance for some kids, you still have plenty of kids qualified to go swim in Laramie next weekend at the state meet. Are we going to see any of the big names in Evanston swimming compete in this meet? Are we going to see the Timmy Bloomfields, the Jackson Nichols, all those guys?
Those boys will compete in this meet. We always let them swim, and where they're going to be swimming events that they have not qualified in yet. So hopefully they can qualify in those and just add another notch to their belt saying, hey, I qualified in this mini events for the season.
If you could rattle off some races that we need to keep an eye on during the broadcast on My Local Radio to kind of build some excitement, let us know which kids are really, really close and you feel like could have a big day on Thursday at Evanston Aquatic Center.
Definitely watch the 100 breaststroke. Kyler Hoagman swam great at conference and is about half a second away from qualifying in that event. So we're really excited. Always watch the 100 butterfly. I'm looking at our conference meet, and, our kids are hitting PRs or pretty close to PRs right now. So really, any event is going to be exciting because those boys are going to be trying their hardest and working for those qualifying times.
It's the last chance qualifier, but it's also kind of a duel against you guys in Rock Springs. As of right now, those are the only 2 teams competing in Evanston at this particular last chance qualifiers. There's last chance qualifiers happening throughout the state this week. Can you talk about Rock Springs and Evanston? You guys are both 4A schools. You're the closest 4A schools. Is there a bit of a rivalry there?
So Ron, he used to be the head coach of the boys and now he's assistant, but Ron and I have a friendly competition going on all of the time. So there are lots of times that he'll tell his boys, all I want you to do is beat Evanston. Let's see if we can beat them. And then I'll tell my boys the same thing, And usually when we were having morning practice, there's usually some incentive. Like if you beat Rock Springs, we won't have morning practice. And so it's just a friendly competition for sure.
One thing that's been really impressive in the broadcast that we've been able to do is you have a lot of freshmen and sophomores who are really starting to hit their stride and show that they can swim at this level. Even for those guys that are freshmen and sophomores that don't qualify for state this coming Thursday, how excited should we be for the future of Evanston Red Devil boys swimming?
If these boys stick with it, it is going to be awesome. Our freshman class this year is one of the bigger ones we've had for a couple of years, and they came in pretty skilled anyway, and then they've really just hit their groove, and they're getting used to 4A high school swimming, which is really awesome to see, and they're motivated, which is always a plus in my book.
Is this one of the more naturally gifted freshman classes that you guys have had come in?
Our juniors this year were our biggest class in a while, and they were very naturally gifted, and it's very reminiscent of that this year with our freshmen. So we have that junior class that's strong, and we have this freshman class that's really strong. So it's awesome to see.
If you could take a second to talk about your seniors. I mean, this will kind of serve as an unofficial senior day, or I don't know if they will be doing any senior honors at this meet since it'll be their last time swimming at their home pool.
We have two seniors. We have Connor and Parker, and we celebrated them at our last official duel in Evanston. And so they've kind of gotten their spotlight for a little bit. But we just found out we were hosting the Last Chance just a week or two ago. So we had already planned for our senior night before that. But I think these boys are excited. Parker hasn't yet qualified for state, but this is the best he's ever swam this year. And he's really motivated and wants to get it. And he asked me the other day, he said, Kate, do you believe in me that I can do this? And I said, absolutely, Parker, let's get it done. And so I know he's excited to swim Thursday and have it be a home meet. So I'm really excited for these boys.
That's Coach Kate Schmidt, Evanston boys swimming coach. Coach, thank you so much for the time. Super excited to have the Last Chance meet on My Local Radio. That gets started on Thursday. Myself and Elmo Smith will bring you all the action live from the Evanston Aquatic Center. Preview show at 3:50. First race at 4 o'clock. Kate, thank you so much. Good luck. Anything else?
Absolutely. Go Red Devils.
And here we are, the 2021 4A Southwest Last Chance Qualifier and heat number 1 of 2. We're going to get started with the 200-yard freestyle, as they are not going to have the medley relay because there is no 50 backstroke for someone to try to qualify in. So it'll be heat 1 of 2, Joe Rao from Rock Springs in lane 2, Bryce Perry from Rock Springs in lane 3, Carson Hansen from Rock Springs in lane 4. 2 freshmen and a sophomore taking the pool in heat number 1 of 2. Target time, 2:01 flat. And underway here at the 2021 4A Southwest Last Chance Qualifier. 3 swimmers hoping to punch their tickets right now. The fastest time is a 2:47 by Bryce Perry. That is well off the pace. So right now these guys probably swimming their final races of the season, but they're going to battle it out for some personal bests.
Yeah, looks like we've got 2 of them neck and neck, which is what we see here on the heat sheet too. That 2 of them, Bryce and Carson, are both very close, and they're swimming that way.
Joe Rao in lane 2 with a no time, meaning he's probably not swam this race this year, but he's looking good. Really, all 3 of them keeping up with each other.
Actually, Joe is...
He's running second right now, I believe.
It looks like he might hit the wall in first place.
At the 75-yard mark, it is Rao who had the first place to earn, as they're headed for the halfway part of this 200-yard freestyle. And then the guys who are knocking on the door for qualifying for state, standing on deck at the blocks right now. We'll talk more about them in a minute. Right now it's all about these guys who are chasing down personal best. Rao, though, in the lead. Does not have a time for this one. Trying to chase him now down, though, is Bryce Perry out of Rock Springs. 3 Rock Springs Tigers in the pool right now. Some distance getting put between the two of them and Carson Hansen.
Yeah, it looks like Raul had at that halfway point, had a 1 second lead.
Raul definitely trying to bring it home as they come to the 150 mark, and at this point they're going to try to kick it into gear again. Personal best for Bryce Perry, 247.50. Carson Hansen, 249.32.
Bryce Perry is putting on a little bit of extra effort there. He's coming in now. He is 2 seconds ahead, or a second and a half.
156.76 the time for Bryce Perry. Raul at 158.15, 206.12 for Hansen. And I'll tell you what, Hansen looks like he's got a real shot to get a personal best. He has a 249 coming into this. As already headed home, though, is Bryce Perry, 247.50. Neither one of these guys are going to make it to state, but they are chasing those personal bests, trying to end on a high note, and I think they've got a very good chance at getting it. Coming into the wall, 247.50 for Bryce Perry. He gets a new best time by a mile, 233.70. Raul sets it at 237.47 in second place. And coming into third place, trying to beat that 249.32, is Carson Hansen. And I think he's going to do it. Touches the wall in 248.95. Here are the results for heat number 1. So personal bests all around in that first one. Now we move on to heat number 2. It's going to feature 4 guys in lane 2. Jaron Spicer out of Rock Springs, knocking about 9 seconds off the pace. Kyler Medechi from Rock Springs, 66/100ths of a second off the place. Jackson Nichols from Evanston in lane 4, 95/100ths of a second off the pace. And Noah Brandt comes in with a 218.30. They're all chasing that 201 flat mark. And a good start from Jackson Nichols, who takes a quick lead over in lane 4. He knows what he is chasing, but keep an eye also on lane 3 with Kyler Medechi. 201.66 is his time coming in there, but right now Nichols at the lead at the 25-yard mark, headed for the 50.
Spicer is right there, too. Look at him.
He's snuck past Medechi. This is going to be close at the wall. It is Nichols, Spicer in second, Medechi in third. And then coming up in fourth is Brandt. 27.38 for Medechi, 26.83 for Nichols. So he's currently on pace. We'll see where he is at that halfway mark. The lanes 2, 3, and 4 battling it out, as I think they're using each other as a little bit of a pacemaker.
Oh, they are.
Keep your eye on Medechi.
They're on a pace to do it.
Nichols checks in at 58.18. He leads the pack. Medechi in second, 58.49 and 58.77 for Jaron Spicer. All three of them looking to qualify for the state tournament.
If they can hold that pace, they've got it.
Here we go. 116 they need to get. I think they're going to do it. 2:01 is the time. It's going to happen for Jackson Nichols. He's got 40 seconds to play with and about an eighth of the pool left. All three of them are going to do it.
Oh, they've got one more lap.
One more length to go. My apologies. I got excited out of nowhere. I got lost track of time, but they're still looking good.
They can still do it. They're still right there.
Nichols putting in a kick now out to about a 3/4 of a body length lead as he is headed home at 1:45. It's going to be very close for Jackson Nichols. He's got 16 seconds to play with. It's going to be very, very close. Time ticks by, touching the wall. 80, he's in. 159.36. So is Jaron Spicer at 271. Kyler Medechi barely misses out at 202.07.
Two of them got it. That's awesome.
So Medechi Nichols and Spicer will qualify. So a great swim there. There's the results. See it for yourself. 159.35 for Jackson Nichols sends him through. John Spicer with a 2.71. Just under 0.3 of a second inside the door. So he will be making it state, finishing third. Kyler Medechi. Good news for him, though, that is a respectable swim as we move on to the 200 medley relay. Only one heat here. Wyatt Sawyer for Evanston in lane 2. Gunnar Seeloff in lane 3 for Rock Springs, and Dallin Peterson for Rock Springs in lane 4. Time they're chasing is 2:20 flat. Keep an eye on lane 3. He's the one in the middle. Gunnar Seeloff, he comes in with a 2:20.31.
He should be able to set a pace that all three of them, he knows how close he is.
With that close, you're right. If you're one of those other swimmers, it's stay together as a pack and make these races as close as you can. Good start here, though, for Gunnar Seeloff. Also, keep your eye on Dallin Peterson. Very impressive butterfly swimmer that we're seeing come from him. Wyatt Sawyer in third right now. Sawyer, though, we've seen him. He's great in the backstroke and the freestyle. Looks like we've got Peterson out to an early lead. The first 50, 27.94, 28.27. Sawyer comes in at 34.48 into the backstroke. Peterson out with the lead. I wonder what kind of breaststroke Gunnar Seeloff has, as he has the fastest time by a second. So he might be able to bring it in from there. But look at this, Seeloff with a kick. And he's starting to close it down. Only half a body length lead for Dallin Peterson. Seeloff tags up, headed for the breaststroke. Seeloff right behind him. Finishing up his backstroke is Wyatt Sawyer. 1:04.53 and 1:03.66 for the two Rock Springs swimmers. 1:16.10 for Wyatt Sawyer.
So Wyatt is, with his breaststroke, he could still stay in here. The other two are actually on track to qualify.
So they'll come home in the breaststroke, and like I suspected, Gunnar Seeloff has a heck of a breaststroke as he has closed down the gap between himself and Peterson. Tagging up with 50 yards to go for each of them, and they are virtually tied. 144.33 or 30 to 144.88. Seeloff in the lead with the freestyle. Again, that is a 2:20 is what you're looking at, and it's going to be a shot for the two Rock Springs swimmers. Now, if you're Wyatt Sawyer, you're chasing that personal best. He was 16 seconds off the mark. I talked with him on Sunday. He knew that it was an outside shot, but he said he just wants that personal best. Coming home. It's going to be close. I don't actually think it's going to be close. I look up at the time. They've got 6 seconds to play with.
They've got
Both of them are in. The win goes to Seeloff. Peterson comes in second, but they're both in.
Actually, Peterson won.
Oh, Peterson did win 2:15. I thought it said 16.
Yep, it's 2:15.9 and 2:16.6. Very close.
Either way, both of them are headed to the state meet next week as Sawyer comes home looking to beat a personal best. He'll be just shy 240.07. Here are the results in the only heat for the IM today. Seeloff and Peterson of Rock Springs, Laramie bound. Good swims by them. So we've seen 4 guys punch their ticket for the state meet. That is more than I've seen already in broadcasting 3 events during the regular season.
That's actually great. Sometimes you have this whole event and only get 4.
And they're making it official. Jackson Nichols. They should be announcing Jackson Nichols and Jaron Spicer. Yep, for Rock Springs, headed to the state meet. Now they'll probably announce in the 200 medley relay. It should be Gunnar Seeloff and Dallin Peterson, according to our count. But the officials will make it the announcement will make it official in a minute.
In our 200 IM,
as the announcement is made.
we had Dallin Peterson.
So Dallin Peterson and Gunnar Seeloff both heading to states. All right, it's your favorite event, the 50-yard freestyle, and this is so quick, so razor-thin margin. We could see a qualifier come out of any one of these heats, and we may not see a qualifier come out at all. In Heat 1 of 3 we have in lane 2. Tyler O'Driscoll for the sophomore from Evanston. Kenyon Lovato, the junior from Evanston in lane 3. Seth Atkinson, the freshman from Rock Springs in lane 4. Dante Moreno, the sophomore from Rock Springs in lane 5. Favorite is Kenyon Lovato. Comes in with a 30.72. You need 249 to make it. A little bit of a delayed start there. It looked like they were a little slow to get in the water, and that just gives an absolute advantage to Dante Moreno out of Rock Springs.
Well, he got off the blocks great, and he has no time, so this will be good to see what he can do.
He's headed home already. Again, 24.49 is what we're looking at. He's going to be just outside of it, but he will
close.
win it with a
26-25.
Second place is Seth Atkinson from Rock Springs with a 29.42. Kenyon Lovato in third place. Tyler Driscoll in fourth. Here are the results for the 50-yard freestyle. Heat 1, as you can see. As we go to heat number 2 of 3 in lane 1, Cameron Rabordi from Rock Springs. Braddock Brown from Evanston in lane 2. Kyler Medeci from Rock Springs in lane 3. Gavin Branning from Evanston in lane 4. Jackson Daniels from Evanston in lane 5. And Hanky Phillips from Evanston in lane 6. Speaking of Phillips, Phillips Law Office in Evanston supports student success in all areas, including academics and extracurricular activities. Go Red Devils from Phillips Law Office. Again, we're looking for a 24.49. That is the number. Good start by everyone. Keep your eye on lane 5. That's Jackson Daniels from Evanston, who had a good start, but they're all starting to catch up at the turn. It is lane 2. Lane 2 with Braddock Brown of Evanston out in the lead with 18 seconds, 19 seconds. He's got 5 seconds to work with. It's not going to happen, I don't think. No, there it goes. But they're going to be just off the pace. It is won by Kyler Medeci. Braddock Brown comes in second. Third place for Gavin Browning. Fourth place for Jackson Daniels. And fifth place for Hanky Phillips. We got a lot to look at, so I'm going to try to see if we have any personal bests here. Let's see. Lane 4, Jackson Daniels. It's a personal best for Daniels.
Personal best for Hanky.
So they erased it pretty quickly as we move to the fastest heat. And these are the ones who are on the outside just barely looking in. Lane 1, Rock Springs, Tanner Thompson. Earl Asper from Rock Springs, 97/100ths of a second off the pace. John Spicer is going to be the rabbit. He's already in. He sits in lane 3. Hunter Jensen from Evanston, half a second off. And Carter McBurnett, a second. Parker Maluski in Evanston, lane 6. A second. Oh, and
that was a starter mistake,
yeah, and you could hear the displeasure from Rock Springs. It's a Rock Springs swimmer. That's not Maluski. That is Carter McBurnett. He went in. And here we go. They're all going to start charging for this one.
Wow, they're all right there together.
I would say if I was a betting man, I'm Spicer, of course, looking like he's in the lead. But Errol Asper keeping up with him. He wants to go to state. He's probably going to go. The time for Asper, 24.23. Yes, he's in.
He made it.
24.23 it qualifies and that's the only one. So Earl Asper comes in second to John Spicer. Here are the results on the 50 free. Yeah, John Spicer, Hunter Jensen, misses it by less than 2/10 of a second. He comes in third.
Jensen had 24.65. He cut time, but not quite enough.
And just short for Hunter Jensen. So we just picked up one more qualifier for state, so that gives us a total of 5. We're not going to count John Spicer as he's already in there, as there won't be any diving at this one, but wow, what a time we have had at the 2021 4A Southwest Last Chance Qualifier here in Evanston. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to recap what we've seen in the first part of this great event on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devils Swimming on K9 and MyLocalRadio.com.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when two roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less traveled. Plains Tire, 157 Fair River Drive, Evanston.
This First Bank of Wyoming broadcast of Evanston basketball is brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and he can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Well, they're required to take a break. There is no diving here at the 2021 4A Southwest qualifier. Let's actually look at those 50 free results in that final thing. Let's see if we can find any more personal bests. Earl Asper from Rock Springs qualifies, chasing John Spicer, who's already in there. Tanner Thompson came in with a 26.31. He's just going to miss out on getting a personal best. Earl Asper, of course, gets a personal best. He's in. John Spicer does not get a personal best, but he only misses it by 2/100ths of a second, which is absolutely phenomenal. Hunter Jensen gets a personal best, just missing out on state. Carter McBurnett gets a personal best, beating his by 7/100ths of a second. And Parker Maluski, the senior, swims a personal best, cutting it down from 26.86. He's now at 26.65. So good swims there. You know, you were mentioning something over during the break that is unique to these last chance qualifiers. When the program is complete, we may not be done.
That's true. There are times when someone is very close, and the officials and the coaches will get together. They can let them have one more chance if they really think they can do it, and I've seen them do that in the past. So at the end of the meet, we could see someone that was right on the edge given one more shot at running it and seeing what they can get.
Right now, do you think Hunter Jensen is kind of the logical place where you'd go for that? I mean, he missed it by 0.2 of a second.
I would say he may want to do it again, and if only he knows how close he is. He doesn't. He's the one that knows if he thinks he can cut another 2/10 or not. But yeah, he's right there. He's one that I would encourage to do it.
Hunter Jensen, of course, one of those super juniors that Coach Schmidt has. You got to throw, of course, Jackson Nichols, Kenyon Lovato, Gage Beechler. There's a lot of young talent on this Evanston boys roster that'll be back for 2021, 2022, and it makes you really, really excited. We're going to go and step aside, and when we come back, we will have the 100-yard butterfly on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Swim on mylocalradio.com.
At Ellingford Brothers, we're known for an excellent steel shop and quality cement. We also provide other products all year round. Sand and different sizes of gravel for road base and landscaping in the summer and fall. Traction in the winter and mud control in the spring. Bark for landscaping in the summer and winterization in the fall. And topsoil. Spring, summer, and fall, prices are always honest. Pickup or delivery. Ellingford Brothers, your year-round source for so many things. Stop in today at 221 County Road in Evanston.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
Time flies, especially when you're having fun. This is Jeremy Rex, manager at T-Bar S in Evanston. It's hard to believe that we've been here almost a year with our new management team and staff. Did you know that you can have your vehicle detailed, your windshield replaced, chip repair done, or get your trailer refinished or rewired at T-Bar S? Of course, we are a full-service collision repair shop, too. You can even change your oil and your brakes. Visit T-Bar S today. Let T-Bar fix your car. 515 County Road, Evanston.
Welcome back to the Last Chance Qualifier here at the Evanston Aquatic Center in Davis Middle School. Our next event will be the 100-yard butterfly. We've got 2 heats of this going down. It'll be Wesley Muir from Rock Springs in lane 2, McCoy Vosikis from Evanston in lane 3, and Aiden Nonberg from Rock Springs in lane 4. 102.50 the time they're chasing. The favorite in this heat is McCoy Vosikis. He comes in with a 121.08. So probably another one of those guys that's hoping to end his season with the butterfly on a high note. And after that, we will have the second heat of that. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. Hunter Jensen, who we saw just barely miss out in the 50-yard freestyle, will be back in action in the 100-yard butterfly. He needs to cut 2 seconds in order to punch his ticket to state. And then we'll go to the 100-yard freestyle, where you've got a whole slew of guys who are knocking on the door, including guys who have already qualified in other events. Earl Asper and Jackson Nichols, all right there. Also, Jaron Spicer, the other guy. So all of them, all right there. Then Tyler O'Driscoll will have probably, in my opinion, the biggest challenge of the day. He's going to have to swim that 500-yard freestyle with nobody in the pool with him. He's the only one that's going to be doing it, trying to qualify. He's got to cut a minute off. It's not unheard of, but that's going to be a little bit difficult.
That's a lot of time to cut right there.
In the 200-yard freestyle relay, Evanston's A-team will send out Cade Sims to try and give him a chance to qualify for state. Remember, 200-yard freestyle relay is a 50 of each, and the first leg will be swimming against the standard set in the 50-yard freestyle. If he comes under on that leg, he has a chance to go to state. And Jaron Spicer, I believe he is not qualified for it yet, but he will swim for them. And then Kyler Hoagman for Evanston will also swim in a first leg as well.
Spicer is qualified, but Hoagman is not, it looks like.
John Spicer is Jaron Spicer? I'm not seeing him.
Ron, that's. I'm sorry, you're right.
No problem. 100-yard backstroke. We will not see Jackson Nichols in this one, as he swam the second fastest time in the state this year at the conference tournament this last weekend. So he's going to be resting and getting ready to go. Instead, trying to battle a time of 103 flat. It's going to be tough because the closest person in there is at 108. So that's going to be very difficult for someone to qualify there. And then probably the event I've got circled here is probably the go-to, the 100-yard breaststroke. Gunnar Seeloff is in there. He's already qualified for state, but he's going to serve as a rabbit for Kyler Hoagman, who is 0.7 of a second off the pace. Carter McBurnett is 0.7 of a second off the pace. We could have 2 guys qualify for that, and what's even more, it would be a freshman and a sophomore.
Oh, that would be fun.
And then, of course, we'll end it officially, or unofficially, I guess, because we may have some second chance opportunities given to these guys who make it really, really close. In the 400-yard freestyle relay, the lead legs will be swimming against the 100-yard freestyle time. That'll be Wyatt Sawyer, Jaron Spicer, and Parker Maluski are each going to get another shot at those. Waiting for the go-ahead here in the 100 butterfly. This is heat 1 of 2. Again, in lane 2, it'll be Wesley Muir from Rock Springs. Lane 3, McCoy Vosikis from Evanston. Lane 4, Aiden Nauenberg from Rock Springs. Time that they're looking at is 102.5, which means you've got to swim that first 100 in about, I'm doing the quick math in my head right here. Hold on. 102.5, so probably about 31.
Well, with
31 seconds,
their
maybe.
With their start, they'll probably need to be at 30 on their first lap, because their second lap will be a little bit slower.
Yep.
So anyone that's under 30 seconds is going to have a good shot at it.
Absolutely. I'm seeing a lot of blonde hair on the Evanston team. Have you noticed that as well?
It doesn't quite look natural, does it?
No, it doesn't. I know for a fact it isn't. I talked with one of the freshmen who underwent this, I guess you could say, experience. And I guess the deal was for Evanston, if you didn't qualify by conference, then you had to do it.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's that type of deal. And then I don't know if you get to get rid of it if you make it at the last chance meet or what. We'll have to ask Coach Schmidt about that when she comes up afterwards. But I believe that's what it was. It was kind of a fun little thing. If you don't qualify for conference, you have to do it type deal. So getting ready to start the 100 butterfly. And they're going to give us about 5 more minutes before we get started back up. So we're going to step aside. When we come back, we will have that 100-meter butterfly on our First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Swimming on mylocalradio.com.
At Ellingford Brothers, we're known for an excellent steel shop and quality cement. We also provide other products all year round. Sand and different sizes of gravel for road base and landscaping in the summer and fall. Traction in the winter and mud control in the spring. Bark for landscaping in the summer and winterization in the fall. And topsoil. Spring, summer, and fall. Prices are always honest. Pickup or delivery. Ellingford Brothers, your year-round source for so many things. Stop in today at 221 County Road in Evanston.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
Time flies, especially when you're having fun. This is Jeremy Rex, manager at T-Bar S in Evanston. It's hard to believe that we've been here almost a year with our new management team and staff. Did you know that you can have your vehicle detailed, your windshield replaced, chip repair done, or get your trailer refinished or rewired at T-Bar S? Of course, we are a full-service collision repair shop, too. You can even change your oil and your brakes. Visit T-Bar S today. Let T-Bar fix your car. 515 County Road, Evanston.
Welcome back to the Evanston Aquatic Center here at Davis Middle School in Evanston, Wyoming for the 4A Southwest region, I guess you could say region conference 4A Southwest last chance qualifier, and it's exactly what it sounds like. This is the conference meets happened last week. This week it's their last chance to get under those times to make it to the state meet in Laramie next weekend. ELAN off alongside Elmo Smith. And Elmo, we've had a chance to look at the heat sheet and talk about what races are coming up. Which ones are you most excited to see and why?
Well, the next one, of course, butterfly. I'm anxious to see how Hunter Jensen will do. He's close enough. He can drop 2 seconds. He can get in there. But the next one, the 100 free, that last heat is just going to be packed with good swimmers and a pacer that knows how fast to swim it. So that's going to be exciting. We could have 3 more qualify right there. And then, of course, the 200 free, we have those 3 lead swimmers. They're all right there. And It seems like on a relay, the kids just put that extra effort in. I've seen more qualifiers come off those relays than especially if they just have a couple of attempts to shave off.
All right, we're back underway here at the Last Chance Qualifier in Evanston. Event 6, the 100-yard butterfly. Heat 1 of 2 in Lane 2 for Rock Springs, Wesley Muir. Lane 3, Evanston Jr. McCoy Vasquez. And Lane 4, Rock Springs Jr. Aiden Nuremberg. Time they're chasing is 1:02.5. Fastest time is McCoy Vasquez at 1:21.08. So these guys chasing down those personal bests. Looks like out to an early lead is Nauenberg. And he does touch the wall first for the Rock Springs Tigers.
Boy, they went down there just shoulder to shoulder, but now they're starting to spread out a little bit. Aiden is really putting on more effort than it looks like he's ever had before. He's coming in with 34. That's not far off from the time that he would have needed to qualify.
No, he is off the pace just a little bit. But McCoy Vasquez, you wonder if he's got a second 50 that's just a little bit more stronger. He was the favorite coming into this one. Nuremberg 3 seconds down on the seed time. But right now, it looks like it is a lead for Nauenberg. I think that's how you say it. I'm not not 100% sure. Vasakis in second, just touching the wall right on his tail. Wesley Muir. But Aiden Nauenberg looking for that personal best. He's not going to make state. He's chasing a time less than 124.6, and I think he's going to get it by a mile. Yes, sir. 117.46, drops 7 seconds off his time. What a charge here by Vasakis, though. He's looking to top his time. It's not going to happen. He takes second place in the heat at a 126.87 and 128.06 to Wesley Muir. There's your results. Wow, what a performance by Nauenberg.
Wesley also cut a lot of time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he cut 5 seconds off. That's a great effort.
Moving on to heat number 2, and these are the ones that are knocking on the door of getting in there. The fastest man out there will be Hunter Jensen in lane 3 from Evanston. Lane 1, Magnus Miller from Rock Springs. Jamar McDowell from Evanston, the fast freshman for the Red Devils in lane 2. Hunter Jensen for Evanston in lane 3. Jackson Daniels for Evanston in lane 4. And Dante Moreno for Rock Springs in lane 5. Jensen, he's the fastest out there. He needs to cut 2 seconds off of his time to punch his ticket. And we're underway. Jensen with a good start for the Red Devils. Keep an eye, though, on Jamar McDowell over there in lane 2. Jensen, though, out in front of the field. What a quick turn by him at the end.
He is actually on pace, but he's not far from qualifying before. That's no surprise to us.
Jensen tags up at the halfway point. Sub 30. He's got time to work with here.
He does. 28 seconds. He's right there.
Second place looks like Jackson Daniels from Evanston, Jamar McDowell in third. So the Red Devils looking for the 1-2-3 sweep. Already almost to the 75-yard mark is Hunter Jensen. 25 yards left to go, and he's got time to work with. He needs to come in at 54 seconds. He's got 3 seconds left. He's not going to do it.
102. He needs
sorry,
to
no,
I'm
sorry, I was looking at the 100-yard freestyle. He's got the time. It's going to be so close. He's going to come to the wall, tag up. 103.05.
He cut almost a second and a half.
Oh, Hunter Jensen comes so close, hanging up second place. Jackson Daniels with a 109.37. That is a personal best for him. Third place, Jamar McDowell, 108.80. That is a big personal best for him. So those are your top 3 swimmers. Evanston goes 1, 2, 3 in fourth place. We have Dante Moreno from Rock Springs with a little bit lower than his personal best. Fifth place, Magnus Miller from Rock Springs. And he does get a personal best, so congratulations to him. Way to end the year on a high note. Now we move to the 100-yard freestyle. Man, Hunter Jensen it's been a day of getting so close. And he has put everything in. He's the one he's kind of stumbling around on the pool deck right now. You can tell he put everything he had into that one.
Oh, he had a great swim.
He takes the heat, but is just off of the mark to make it to state. We move to the 100-yard freestyle. 1 of 3. Lane 1 will be Kenyon Lovato of Evanston. Forrest Hengesteg of Evanston in lane 3, and Bryce Perry of Rock Springs in lane 4, chasing a 54 flat. And it looks like Forrest out there with a good start. But you know what? Keep your eye there on Bryce Perry. We've seen him swim already today in the 200-yard freestyle. I think he came in second in that heat, as it does look like Hengesteg in first place. But, man, Bryce Perry, but also not to be count out, Kenyon Lovato. This is going to be a great race to the finish.
This is.
At the halfway mark, it's a 36.3 for Bryce Perry, 30.05 for Lovato, for Hengesteg, and 32.66 for Lovato. I wish they would put all the writing in red. That's so much easier to read than the white.
Yeah, it is.
On the scoreboard here. At the turn, Perry in the lead, but wow, what a turn from Hengsteg. Hengsteg is coming. Hengesteg trying to close down to Bryce Perry, but he's got about half the body length. He's running out of time in real estate. Perry will win the heat, a 105.69. That is a new personal best. Hengesteg comes in at 106.63, just off time for his personal best. but a 108.81 gives Kenyon Lovato his new personal best. So a good way to end it for Kenyon Lovato. Moving on to heat number 2 of 3, and it'll feature Wyatt Sawyer, Kyler Hoagman, Braddock Brown, Landon Atkinson. The first 3 from Evanston, Atkinson from Rock Springs. Sawyer in 2, Hoagman in 3, Brown in 4, Atkinson in 5. Again, chasing that 54-second mark. Kyler Hoagman, the favorite in the heat. He needs to cut 6 seconds off. As what's kind of been known as the JV heat takes place. And tell you what, a good start there for Hoagman. Chasing him down to his left is Braddock Brown from Evanston. And at the turn, though, it is Hoagman, and he uses that push to giving himself half a body leak. One thing that's going to hurt Brown was his, if you've noticed, when he came off the wall, he didn't come off straight. He kind of came off cockeyed, and now Sawyer is going to look to take advantage of that. At the wall, it is Hoagman. In second place is Atkinson from Rock Springs, who's come out of nowhere, and now Brown Sawyer. Hoagman out with a half body length lead at the 75-yard mark.
Hoagman needs a strong finish here. He's still capable of getting this.
He's got 54 seconds he's got to play with, 4 more seconds to work with. It's not going to happen for Hoagman, but you know what? This freshman putting the state on notice comes in with a time of 58.51, 58.82. Braddock Brown comes in second. Sawyer gets third, and Atkinson takes third. Here are your 100 freestyle results. Hoagman with a new personal best, so a good way to shut down the 100-yard freestyle for him. Braddock Brown with a 59.82 swims a personal best as well. And also Wyatt Sawyer. I think everybody got personal bests in that.
They did, every one of them.
Heat.
Yep.
Great job. Now we move to the big one. Parker Maluski of Evanston in lane 1. Jackson Nichols of Evanston in lane 2. Gage Beechler, who's already in there. He's probably the favorite. He's going to set the pace in lane 3. Jaron Spicer from Rock Springs in lane 4. Earl Asper in lane 5 from Rock Springs in lane 5. And Hudson Poyer from Rock Springs in lane 6. They are all chasing that 54-second time. Gage Beechler in lane 3 has already qualified, so the goal is stay with Gage. At the turn, Gage and Jackson Nichols literally neck and neck right now. Nichols already punched his ticket for the 200-yard freestyle. Now he's taking the lead here in the 100 freestyle. At the 50-yard mark, it is Nichols, Beechler, and Spicer. Those 3 in line. We got ourselves a close race. Beechler starting to pull ahead, though, but Nichols knows if he just stays with him, mission will be accomplished. At the turn, 75 yards, it is Jackson Nichols. He is pushing it as hard as he can. It's hard to believe he's not qualified in state in this event yet. He is out to about a body length lead.
He's going to do it.
He's
Look
got
at
it by a mile. Jackson Nichols is going to be 2 for 2 at the last chance meet. Beechler in second. Spicer just off of the mark.
2/10.
Oh. Here are your results. Nichols wins it and punches his ticket in another event. Beechler takes second. Third place goes to Spicer, who misses it by 0.2 of a second. Fourth to Earl Asper. He's within about a half a second off the pace. Fifth place to Parker Maluski. And then sixth place to Hudson Poyer. They're about to make it official. Jackson Nichols should be the only one they name. Beechler already was in there. So
every one of these kids got a personal best. Every one of them.
And that just tells you how much this event means to these guys as we go to the 500-yard freestyle. It's a half-mile swim. The loneliest moment, loneliest competition in sports as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, yeah.
It's the loneliest, the longest, and Tyler O'Driscoll is going to bring emphasis to that as he is the only one swimming it for Evanston. 5:35 flat is what he's going to chase. He comes in with a personal best of 6:37. He's got to cut over a minute off a minute 2 to be close to exact. So it's going to take a great swim for Tyler O'Driscoll. I think he's looking for a personal best as Tyler goes out and begins the long journey of 20 lengths of the pool.
Oh, he's started off with a great pace, though. He doesn't look like he's pacing himself.
Can you kind of hold on to that? I mean, we talked about it before. The key to this race is finding that, kind of getting in that pocket between overexerting yourself and not pushing yourself enough and just staying there, kind of hitting that runner's high. We saw Jamar McDowell do a brilliant job of that at the meet in Lyman a couple weeks ago. Now Tyler O'Driscoll, though, he is starting to slow up the pace a little bit. But still a long ways to go here. 500 yards is going to be what he needs to swim, and he has to do it in 5:35 flat. After this event, it'll be the 200-yard freestyle relay, then the 100-yard backstroke, then the 100-yard breaststroke, and then the 400-yard freestyle relay. At the turn, 1:10.97 for his opening 100. As O'Driscoll, the lone swimmer in lane 3.
If he can keep that pace, he'll cut a lot of time. He'll get a personal best off that.
Absolutely. I want to invite you to utilize that mylocalradio.com chat room to give a shout out to your favorite Red Devil or Tiger swimming in this last chance qualifier. We've seen some great performances. You said you could go this whole meet without getting any qualifications, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 through 7 events. And something tells me we're not done yet.
No, I think we've got some others that are right there. I expect to see a couple more qualifiers on this.
7 links of the pool through for Tyler O'Driscoll. He's around the 2 minutes 14 mark, so he's going to hit the halfway point at about 75 yards, which would be big for him. We'll have an idea of what kind of pace he's putting up right now. It's going to be around the 2:31, 2:32 mark at this point, and it is 2:32.69 as O'Driscoll will go off on length number 8. So it'll be the opening 200 yards in about 2 minutes, 31 seconds. If he can hold that pace, he's got a shot. If he can hold that pace. But the question is, can he hold it?
His first 100 was fast enough that he's actually got some time to work with.
He's going to come into that halfway point, and it'll be much easier to kind of tell you what pace he's on in a second. As he hits it halfway home, it is 3:14, so that would give him 6:28. That is off the mark considerably now, but he is on track for a personal best, though.
He is. He's still on track for that.
Let's keep in mind, Tyler Driscoll, only a sophomore, so we have not seen anything resembling a late career from him. And also, you talk to any coach of swimming, track, how much growth do you usually see in a swimmer in the seasons between their sophomore and junior year?
Oh, you see a lot, and especially someone that's going to get out there and swim hard on a 500.
Mm-hmm.
That's someone that's going to come back, and they've got the dedication to put a lot more work into it. He's got 2 more great years of swimming.
And we can't wait to see it. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll have the conclusion of Mr. O'Driscoll's swim here in the 500 freestyle on the First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devils Swimming on mylocalradio.com.
What do you do when you lose a tooth?
Put it under your pillow. Under my pillow. Like a treasure chest so you could put it in.
Why do you do that?
Because then the tooth fairy comes. For the tooth fairy, so the tooth fairy can come get them.
And then what happens?
I get money.
We may not be the tooth fairy, but we can still take care of your teeth. Bear River Dental in Evanston.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Welcome back to the Last Chance Qualifier. Tyler O'Driscoll, the loneliest man in sports right now, swimming the 500-yard freestyle. It's already considered, in my mind, probably the most lonely event in all of sports, really. I mean, because when you're swimming, it's quiet, it's long, and, I would venture to say when it comes to athletic challenges, Mr. O'Driscoll might have one of the toughest in the state right now.
Oh, absolutely. You're completely alone there. You can't hear anything. You can't hear your coach. Can't hear anyone. Can't even hardly tell if anyone's cheering you or not. And in this case, he is literally the only one in the pool.
Yeah. It is a Herculean task that he has taken, not only to try to swim this event, but to swim it alone. Currently looking for a personal best. He's coming home on his final 25 yards. 6:37 is his previous time. I think he's going to get it. I mean, the clock is stopped at 6:19.30, so we don't know where he's at as he is going to hit the wall, come in. What's his time? We don't see it on the board. The
timer looks like it messed up. Hopefully they got the backups on that one.
Yeah. Either way, a great swim by Tyler O'Driscoll. Again, no results on the scoreboard, so we're going to have to move on to the next event, the 200-yard freestyle relay. And we're going to be keeping an eye on the opening legs of this one. If anyone swims at sub 24.49, they are into state. And the four guys, for some reason Rock Springs never gives us names on their B team guys. But the three guys that we know of swimming it is going to be Cade Sims from Evanston in lane 2, Jaron Spicer from Rock Springs in lane 3, Kyler Hoagman from Evanston in lane 4, and then Rock Springs B team swimmer, whoever is in lane 5. Again, they didn't give us names for the B team, so we'll see what happens here.
It looks like Kyler is not the lead swimmer on lane 4.
Unless they got it a little bit mixed up.
They must have.
Lane 2. Maybe they did. Anyways, we're going to be watching 24.54 or 24.49, my apologies, as out to an early lead is Rock Springs. Or no, that's Evanston B. That is Evanston B, and it's going to be close. What's the time? 24. Whoa. 24.60. So just off of the pace.
24.93 was the lane 4,
yep.
Evanston.
Rock Springs B team, though. And it looks like we've got ourselves a close competition. Keep an eye, though, right here in lane 2. Or lane 3, that's Relay A from Rock Springs. They're out in the lead. Rock Springs going 1-2 right now. Evanston B in 3rd place. Evanston A in 4th. Kyler Hoagman swam the second leg, so they must have mixed it up. So I'm guessing that was probably Jackson Daniels who swam that first part. So Kyler Hoagman swims the second part. And here comes the Rock Springs teams again. But this time Evanston chasing down the Rock Springs B team in second place. It is no time on the board, but I'd say Evanston out in the lead in second place. Rock Springs A is going to win it, but Evanston trying to make something happen with their A team. Jamar McDowell in the water for the Red Devils, as they are chasing down for second place, and it will be second place for Evanston's B team with a 156.5. Third place goes to Rock Springs B, and fourth place goes to Evanston A. There are your results. All right, now back to the individual events, the 100-yard backstroke. Evanston already has a qualifier in the in this event. My apologies, with Jackson Nichols. In heat 1 of 2. In lane 2, it'll be Magnus Miller from Rock Springs, Noah Brandt from Rock Springs in lane 3, and Wesley Muir from Rock Springs in lane 4. So the 100-yard backstroke, and then after that we'll have heat number 2, and again the time they're chasing is 1:03 flat. The fastest time coming into it is Seth Atkinson. He comes in with a 1:08.58, so he'll have to drop 5 seconds in order to give himself a shot. Either way, we will run heat number 1. Again, Magnus Miller from Rock Springs in lane 2, Noah Brandt from Rock Springs in lane 3, and Wesley Muir from Rock Springs in lane 4. Out to a good start is Noah Brandt, but right on his tail in lane 2, Magnus Miller. 3 Rock Springs Tigers in the pool right now.
2 freshmen and a sophomore.
So these guys chasing personal best times, and only one of them has a time, and that is Noah Brandt with a 1:23.55. Magnus Miller out in lane 2 with the lead in this heat. I've seen that name before, trying to figure out where he swam earlier in the day. He swam in the 100-yard butterfly, but it looks like breaststroke might be his game. Or backstroke, my apologies. At the turn, Miller.
He just keeps pulling farther and farther. He's doing a great job.
He's got to get it done in 1:03, as we don't know what the time is currently right now, as it is frozen on 55.5. Touching the wall, Magnus Miller for the win at I'd say around 16. In second place is going to be Noah Brandt, 121.83. Third place will be Wesley Muir as he comes home in a time of 1:32 flat. There's your results. Magnus Miller did win it. Second place goes to Noah Brandt. Third place, Wesley Muir. Moving on to heat 2 of 2. 1:03 is what they're chasing. In lane 1, Rock Springs Jr. Aiden Nauenberg. Lane 2, Gavin Branding for Evanston. Lane 3, Seth Atkinson for Rock Springs. Hanky Phillips for Evanston in lane 4. Gage Beechler for Evanston in lane 5. And Jamar McDowell for Evanston in lane 6. Speaking of Phillips, next time you see Jeff Phillips with Phillips Law, be sure to say thanks for his help making our broadcast possible. Phillips Law in Evanston, supporting student success. Fastest seed time is a 1:08.58, but again, 1:03 is what they're chasing. That 1:08.58 belonging to Seth Atkinson. And, man, pretty stroke by Seth Atkinson if you look at him. But a great start by Hanky Phillips. He was under the water for what seemed like forever and a day, and he used it to take the lead at the turn.
Yeah, he did a textbook start there. That was perfect.
Phillips now, you can always tell when they're doing it right. If their head is kind of bobbing out of the water a little bit, like what you're seeing from Hanky Phillips, that is him doing it right. He's at 30.80.
He could do it.
He could do it if he keeps up this pace. Hanky Phillips swimming like a man possessed. He's out into the lead. In second place is Gage Beechler from Evanston. Jamar McDowell bringing up fifth place, but man, Hanky Phillips with a 48 seconds. 1:03 is what he's got to work with. He's got 10 seconds from this point right here. Hanky Phillips, he is going to give every Evanston fan a heart attack and make it close. It's going to be very, very close. He touches the wall. Hanky Phillips just off. 1:04.82. He wins it. Second place to Gavin Branning. Third place to Gage Beechler. Fourth to Nauenberg. Fifth to Jamar McDowell. There are your 100 back results. Man, Hanky Phillips, giving the hometown fans something to cheer for. Now we move on to the event that I think a lot of people have been kind of circling, including Coach Kate Schmidt, the 100-yard breaststroke. We've got 3 heats. The time they're chasing is 1:10.50. This first one will be for personal bests. I didn't get to see who all got personal best. I guarantee you Hanky Phillips got a personal best. Yeah. I mean, the freshman came dangerously close to punching his ticket for Laramie.
He dropped 4 seconds on that. That was great.
Impressive swim by Hanky Phillips where, I mean, his start was perfect, and he had everything going for him. Man, this freshman class, these juniors, these sophomores for Evanston, so exciting to watch.
Hanky needs to feel good about that. What he did here, that just shows he'll be able to take right off next year, and he'll do great.
He will be there as a sophomore. And Jackson Nichols medaled in the 100-yard backstroke as a freshman. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's go ahead and go to the 100-yard breaststroke. Carson Hansen in lane 2 for Rock Springs. McCoy Vasquez in lane 3 for Evanston. Forrest Hengesteg for Evanston in lane 4. Anyways, I was saying Jackson Nichols medaled as a freshman in the 100-yard back. A lot of people were wondering if Evanston is only going to have really one all-around great swimmer like that, but I don't know. You see performances like that from Hanky Phillips. We've seen it from Jamar McDowell. We've seen it from a lot of these young guys. It's going to be – the future's bright. The future is bright here in Evanston. At the first turn, though, it is Hengesteg and Vasakis out in front. McCoy Vasakis trying to make a move on freshman Forrest Hengesteg, and he does exactly that. In third place, Rock Springs, Carson Hansen out of lane 2. Again, each of these guys chasing down those personal bests. Hengsteg and Vasakis are going to go neck and neck all the way to the 75-yard mark. Coming to that final turn. Man, what the stretch by Vasakis kind of pulls him in there. Hengstad keeping his turn nice and compact. We'll see which one wins out here, but looks like Vasakis does have the lead over Forrest Hengesteg. Vasakis looking over his shoulder because he knows Forrest is right there, but I think it's going to be Vasakis with a heat win. He tags up at a 1:28.04, and that is a new personal best. Forrest Hengesteg with a personal best, and now Carson Hansen with a chance to chase down a personal best. He's trying to go under 1:49.05, and I think he's going to do it. It's so good to see all these swimmers get personal best at the end of the season, showing that all the work paid off. He's going to be just shy.
Right by it. Yep.
But you know what? The fact that you can swim that close to your personal best after a long season speaks miles of the type of swimmer that Carson Hansen is. There are your 100 breast results here in heat number 1. We now move on to heat 2. Hudson Poyer for Rock Springs in lane 2. Dalen Peterson from Rock Springs in lane 3. Joe Rowell from Rock Springs in lane 4. And Landon Atkinson from Rock Springs in lane 5. Again, they're chasing a time to qualify for state, 1:10.5. And in the minute, all eyes will be on 2 young men, Kyler Hoagman from Evanston, Carter McBurnett from Rock Springs. But we go to heat 2 of 3 first. Good start in lane 2 by Dalen Peterson. He needs to drop 7 seconds in order to give himself a chance. But I tell you what, he's got a very good-looking breaststroke.
Oh, he's got a quick turn down there, too. He did a good job on that first length.
Remember, 1:10 is what they're working with, so you want to swim this first one in around 35 seconds. And actually, tell you what, that's a big 34. One by Peterson.
Yeah. He's going to be close.
If he can keep it up, yes. One thing they have to be careful about, when you come out in that turn and you're in your streamline, you cannot flutter kick, meaning do the freestyle kick, because if you do that, you are disqualified. Also, you can't drop the hands below your waist either, but I tell you what, keep your eye on this guy, Dalen Peterson, the sophomore out of Rock Springs. He's got 9 seconds to play with. It's going to be very, very close for him. He's going to win the heat. The question is, will he go to state? It's not going to happen as a sophomore, but you know what? We talked about it earlier, the jump between sophomore and junior, though in the offseason, you can expect to see Mr. Peterson at state in the future. Second place goes to Hudson Poyer, and then, of course, third place, Joe Rao. Landon Atkinson comes in fourth. Atkinson misses out on his personal best. Joe Rao doesn't quite get a personal best either. It did flash very quickly, so it could be wrong. But either way, it's the end of a long season for some of these guys, and now here comes the big one. In lane 1, Tanner Thompson of Rock Springs. He's off by 5 seconds. Lane 2, Kyler Hoagman of Evanston. He is off by 0.76 seconds. Gunnar Seeloff from Rock Springs. He's already in. He will be the pace setter. Carter McBurnett from Rock Springs. He's off by 0.74 seconds. Cameron Rebrorty in lane 5 from Rock Springs, off by 2 seconds. And John Spicer from Rock Springs, off by 4 seconds. So Kyler Hoagman, his job in lane 2 will be keeping up with lane 3, and right now he looks good, but out in front is lane 4, Carter McBurnett. He's the one that Hoagman, basically if those three can all stay together, those three will come in under the time. Wow, what a swim. Everyone is right there.
Oh, they're shoulder to shoulder.
This is going to be so close. Listen to this. At the tag, it is Seeloff in first. I believe Burnett in second, Hoagman in third. Remember, 110 is what they're looking for at the halfway mark. Falling off the pace just a hair is Tanner Thompson, the freshman from Rock Springs. These other men all battling for a spot at state. Hoagman is right where he needs to be for the Red Devils. So too is Mick Burnett for Rock Springs. Remember, 110.50 is what we're looking at. Hoagman needs to dig a little bit deeper. The win is going to go to Gunnar Seeloff. But I tell you what, Mick Burnett putting on a charge. It's going to be close. At the wall, it is a 110.24. Hoagman misses out just barely.
Oh.
Carter McBurnett is going to state. 110.24. He finishes second to Gunnar Seeloff. Kyler Hoagman, a 111.17. He was right where he needed to be, just ran out of gas at the very end, and he might be one that we see maybe get another shot later.
He might, yes. 940.
So Gunnar Seeloff already in. Carter McBurnett from Rock Springs, though, punches his ticket for state. And now we go to the boys' 100-yard freestyle relay. The lead guys in lane 2, it'll be Evanston's Wyatt Sawyer, Jaron Spicer from Rock Springs in lane 3, Parker Maluski from Evanston in lane 4. And they're going to be chasing a time of 54 seconds flat. Evanston A in lane 1 with Wyatt Sawyer, Braddock Brown, Tyler O'Driscoll, and Cade Sims. Rock Springs A in lane 3 with Jaron Spicer, Earl Asper, John Spicer, and Gunnar Seeloff. Evanston B in lane 4 with Parker Maluski, Gavin Branning, Forrest Hengesteg, and Kenyon Lovato. Rock Springs B did not give us any names. This is the final scheduled event, but as we talked about earlier, there's a possibility they may give guys like Hunter Jensen as well as Kyler Hoagman another shot to get it done. As we are underway here, and I don't think that is Wyatt Sawyer. As a matter of fact, I know it's not. He's standing on the deck. So they mixed up the order again for Evanston A. Either way, Rock Springs. No, that's Evanston Relay B out in front. Good start
lane
there
4, yes.
from Parker Maluski. Is that Parker Maluski? It is Parker. No, I don't know.
I can't tell.
I don't
who that
think
one
that
is.
is. I think
They wear a mask up
I
to the
know.
starting blocks, and then they have their swim cap on. I can't tell who they are.
Either way, whoever is swimming out in front in Evanston is giving himself a chance. He needs to be at 54 at the wall. He's got 7 seconds to work with, 4 seconds to work with. This could be close, tagging the wall at a time of 56.25. Evanston Relay B out in front. But I tell you what, a great swim also by Rock Springs Relay A, who is right on their tail and actually have taken the lead thanks to the jump in by Earl Asper. I believe that might have been Gage Beechler who swam that opening leg for Evanston Relay B.
Okay.
I'm not sure, though. As at the 50-yard mark on the leg, Evanston Relay B and Rock Springs Relay A are neck and neck. According to what we're seeing, that's Gavin Branning and Earl Asper. Headed home on the final length of the pool for Relay A for Rock Springs. Earl Asper, who's going to tag in sophomore John Spicer, is what it looks like. According to the paper we've got here, we could be wrong, as Evanston now tags in Forrest Hengesteg. I want to say that's Parker Maluski standing over on the block in lane 2. So they might have just completely mixed up who's in what relay. Either way, Rock Springs A, Evanston B are the ones that are going to battle for this victory. But I tell you what, Rock Springs A with a team that has been told to us is Jaron Spicer, Earl Asper, John Spicer, and Gunnar Seeloff. Out in front, Evanston B, that is Hunter Jensen standing there, and he's not even getting ready to swim. He's going to swim the anchor leg for this, and he's not even on any of the lists for any of the Evanston relays that we were given. So there must have been some changes made at the very, very last minute, as Rock Springs A is about to come into the wall and send in their anchor, and we believe, according to the paper, that is Gunnar Seeloff, but I'm not quite sure, as Hunter Jensen will swim the final leg for Evanston, looking for a second place in this relay. And I thought so. I think that's Kyler Hogeman getting out of the water right now. It is for Evanston. So Red Devils B team holding second place. I think it's pretty well decided. It's going to be Rock Springs A, Evanston B. And third place, it does look like it's going to go to Rock Springs B, as we are in the final event of the day. Coming into the wall for the final touch is Relay A from Rock Springs with 3:49.30. Evanston comes in second with their B team with the 3:55.79. But I don't know, looking at the talent on that quote-unquote B team, I think that might have been the A team, and they might have mixed things up a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like they stirred them up quite a bit.
Third place is going to be Rock Springs B team. Again, we don't have names for them. We'll see if they give anyone a real last chance, or if what we see here is going to hold final. Relay B from Rock Springs comes in third with a time of 4:20.08. And Relay A for Evanston, at least that's what they're telling us. I believe that's Parker Maluski swimming the no, that's not Maluski. I think he's standing on the side of the pool, as the B or A team for Evanston coming home. And he hits the wall. That's Kyler Hogeman, actually.
That's Kyler.
Yeah,
yep.
4:20.08 for that. And there is your results. Wow, what a last chance meet we had here. We'll see if they give anyone else another crack at it. Names that come to mind: Hunter Jensen, Kyler Hogeman in the 100-yard breast, Hunter Jensen in the 50 free. Hunter Jensen just swam 100 yards, though, so we'll see if he needs to catch his breath. Either way, we're going to step aside. When we come back, we will either have those last chance races or the start of our wrap-up show on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Swimming on mylocalradio.com.
For more than 10 years, the professional and friendly staff at Mountain West Business Solutions has been serving customers in Wyoming and Utah. Our professional technicians live and work in communities across both states. This way, we're able to provide quick, quality service to all of our customers. We serve businesses of all sizes, and we also provide service and supplies for HP printers. Call us today to see how we can help with all your printing and copying needs. Mountain West Business Solutions, a local company with a toll-free number, 866-583-9925.
Do you really think you can get a better deal on a vehicle in the city? Poppycock! Rocky Mountain Yeti is hungry for your business and will beat any bona fide deal on any vehicle, or they'll give it to you as a gift. Now that's legendary. Rocky Mountain Yeti Evanston, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile legendary warranty, where legendary customer service is not a myth.
What do you do when you lose a tooth?
Put it under your pillow. Under my pillow. Like a treasure chest, so you could put it in.
Why do you do that?
Because then the tooth fairy comes for the tooth fairy, so the tooth fairy can come get them.
And then what happens?
I get money.
We may not be the tooth fairy, but we can still take care of your teeth. Bear River Dental in Evanston.
When your vehicle needs new tires, any tire store can get you back on the road. But only Plains Tire can get you rolling again with the peace of mind that you were treated well, paid a fair price, and that you'll be taken care of for the life of the tire. At Plains Tire, trained tire technicians mount and expertly balance your new tires, replace the valve stems, and hand check each lug nut to make sure it's all tight and secure. Plus, you'll get lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations only at Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston. Visit plainstire.com.
Well, the regular season is officially done here in Wyoming for boys swimming. It'll be the first event to wrap up on the winter calendar. And what a great event we had here, the 2021 4A Southwest Last Chance Qualifier. Elan and Elmo Smith bringing you the action. It's time for our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap, brought to you by Jimmy John's on 113 Front Street in Evanston, where fast and fresh meat. And right now it looks like they're trying to figure out who's lost a watch here at the Aquatic Center. But let's go ahead and talk about what we saw here. Let's start it off with the 200-yard freestyle relay. Jackson Nichols, he comes out and says, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take care of business. Not only am I going to win this heat, I'm going to punch my ticket for state. And Jaron Spicer, the senior from Rock Springs, follows him all the way home. We got music kind of blaring right now. Actually, it looks, but we're going to dispatch with our recap really quick as Coach Kate Schmidt is coming up. If you give her your headset, we're going to talk to her a little bit about kind of what this season has been like. And it's been a really great swim season here, being able to follow the Red Devils. Well, we've got, joining me now, we have boys Red Devil swim coach Kate Schmidt. Coach, you did it. You got through the regular season. There's only one more event left to go, and that's the state meet. How excited are you guys to be able to, with all the uncertainty surrounding this season, how excited are you guys to be able to wrap it up and now have sights solely set on Laramie?
You know, we're really excited, that we just got to have a season and that even we get to have a postseason. And that we get to go to state. You know, state was supposed to be in Gillette, and they changed it to Laramie. But we're just really excited. The boys are swimming really well right now. They're excited to go to state, and I love Laramie, so it couldn't be any better.
Coach, you look at a lot of these younger guys who just missed it. Of course, in the 50 freestyle, Hunter Jensen, so close, 0.2 of a second off. He'll be back next year. No doubt he'll be looking for revenge. And then, of course, freshman Kyler Hoagman, he just misses as well. The good news is all those guys will be back. What kind of how does this experience in this type of high-pressure meet help them moving forward with their careers?
Honestly, I think you have to learn how to take the disappointments as well as those exciting, great times. You're not going to have the best swim every single meet, and I think this teaches them that they really have to persevere and that they can do hard things. I don't think a lot of these freshman boys really thought that they could do hard things. Jackson Daniels and Jamar McDowell too. They were like, oh my gosh, I cut, however many seconds, and one of them cut 1 second and one of them cut 2 seconds. But I said, boys, did you ever think you'd swim 109s as a 100 fly? And they said, no, we didn't. So, along with the disappointments that come, which is going to happen, those exciting times, I think, keep those boys coming back.
You want to talk about cutting major time? Hanky Phillips cuts 4 seconds
Absolutely.
off of his backstroke. Goes from 108 to 104. For a second there, we were thinking he might shock everybody and get in.
He looked fabulous in his swim today. And I know he was ready. He really wanted that backstroke. And, he comes from a family of swimmers.
Yep.
So he will be raring to go for next year, I'm sure.
Absolutely. I mean, Hoagman, Phillips, Jamar McDowell, Wyatt Sawyer, Braddock Brown. The names go on and on and on this freshman class that you add the next 3 seasons with. I got to ask, I can't remember off the top of my head, Hunter Jensen, he has a qualification in another event or no?
He's the 200 IM and the 100 breaststroke.
Okay, so he will be there for the Red Devils. I mean, just seeing how close he came in that 50 freestyle, how close he came, and there was another event as well. I believe it's the 100 butterfly.
Yes.
It's good to see that type of talent. So who is all going to be going to state? Obviously, Jackson Nichols goes 2 for 2 in the last chance qualifier. I mean, not only does he say, not only am I going to win this and get in, I mean, because the strategy is you have a guy like Jackson Nichols in there with another, what race was it? It was the 100-yard freestyle. You have Jackson Nichols in there with Gage Beechler, who's already in there. Gage is kind of like the rabbit, and he says, well, forget that. I'm just going to go and beat him.
Gage got the 100 freestyle today, too. So, Jackson Nichols didn't qualify in only the 500 free and the 100 breaststroke. And so he has everything else, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jackson will ever get the breaststroke. It's not his best stroke. And I don't think he really likes swimming the 500 free. So who knows if he'll get that one. But he set his sights on what he wanted this year, and he did all of it.
Without giving too much away, do you know who's going to be going to state in a relay capacity after kind of what you saw today?
So we have our 5 qualifiers. That are in individual events. Those guys always swim in relays. And then we'll just have to see what times look like.
It's next weekend in Laramie. It all comes to an end. Then you get a well-deserved break.
Yes.
And then baseball starts, and then you're just all over again.
Baseball starts soon.
All right, that is Coach Kate Schmidt of the Evanston Boys Red Devil Swim Team. Coach, thank you so much for everything this year. It's been a blast covering you guys. Well, let's do it again in 2022.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Without masks, though. Let's do that.
Yes, absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and get back to our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, brought to you by Jimmy John's on 113 Front Street in Evanston, where they spend 6 hours daily slicing all natural meats and fresh veggies for your 30-second sandwich. And Elmo Smith, we're going to bring him back in now. And Elmo, just some highlight swims. We're running out of time. We can't go through it one by one. But I tell you what, Jackson Nichols, you're not surprised to say it. He goes out there with the swimmer that's already made it. He passes him and says, I think I'm just going to take the race. And not only do that, punch my ticket for Laramie in every event but the 500 and the 100 breast.
Yeah, he's done a great job. Every one of these kids that drop time, that's a real effort. And I'm proud of all of them. Some of these kids drop 3 or 4 seconds. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That tells you that they've really peaked right here at the end, right when they needed to, and they're just either just barely made it or just a fraction away from making it.
Absolutely. And then let's run through them real quick in the 200-yard freestyle. 2 qualifiers. You've got Jackson Nichols from Evanston, who won the heat, and Jaron Spicer from Rock Springs, who took second. All of them passing the favorite in it, Kyler Medechi. Which was kind of a surprise there. Then you move on to the boys' 200-yard IM. Dalen Peterson, he punches his ticket. Gunnar Seeloff, both from Rock Springs. They'll be eligible for the 200-yard IM. I say eligible because you can only pick 2 individual events to swim in at state, so now choices are going to have to be made by each of these coaches. In the 50-yard freestyle, we got 1 qualifier. Earl Asper takes second place. John Spicer, who's already in state, takes first. Hunter Jensen misses out by 0.2 of a second. So he is already in, though, in the 100 backstroke, in the, I believe she said 100 freestyle. So kind of icing on the cake for the junior. In the 100-yard butterfly, nobody was able to win it, but Hunter Jensen cuts some major time. He almost gets there. He finishes first. Second place goes to Jackson Daniels of Evanston. Third place to Jamar McDowell of Evanston. So the Red Devils pull off the sweep in the 100-yard freestyle, or 100-yard butterfly, excuse me. In the 100-yard freestyle, Jackson Nichols wins the event, passing Gage Beechler, who's already in to the state tournament, or state meet. Wins it. Beechler takes second. Jaron Spicer takes third. Nichols, the only new qualifier out of the 100-yard freestyle. In the 500-yard freestyle, Tyler O'Driscoll really with the ultimate just show of determination, the only man in the pool swimming what I truly believe is the most lonely competition in all of sports, that 500-yard freestyle. Your thoughts on that?
Oh, yeah. You just got to be happy with any kid that will get in there and do that, even to agree to do it.
Yeah.
And that I'm just pleased with him, and he showed a great effort. He had a tight pace at the first of the race, and then drifted off a little bit. That's the only thing that kept him from qualifying. The first half of that race, he was there.
At the 200-yard freestyle relay, nobody qualified out of that. It was won by Rock Springs A. Second place, Evanston B. Third place, Rock Springs B. Rock Springs A, Jaron Spicer, Earl Asper, Gunnar Seeloff, and John Spicer. Evanston B, Kyler Hoagman, Jackson Daniels, Parker Maluski, and Tyler O'Driscoll. No names for Rock Springs B. And the 100-yard backstroke, that was won by Phillips Hankey, who put everyone on notice. He comes in with a 108. He leaves with a 104, 1 second off of qualifying for state. Just an absolutely phenomenal performance by Hankey Phillips. Gavin Browning comes in second, and third place to Gage Beechler. Man, but Hankey Phillips had a lot of people wondering, is the freshman going to pull it off for a minute there?
Oh, his start was perfect, and his whole first lap was right there, right on it. He drifted just a little bit in that third length, and then he brought it home hard. He did a great job, and you can see that. He was right knocking on the door, nearly got there.
In the 100-yard breaststroke, it was won by Gunnar Seeloff. He was already in, though. Carter McBurnett, did he qualify, or was he just outside?
Nope,
I think he did.
He just qualified, yes.
He barely got in there. And then Kyler Hoagman finishes third. Evanston freshman just barely misses it. But, I mean, you look at Kyler Hoagman and the type of swimmer he is, he'll be back for a sophomore year, and he will definitely be in contention in that 100-yard breaststroke.
Well, he led that race part of the way.
Yep.
And just run out of gas the halfway across that last leg. He slowed down just a little bit, just enough to barely miss it.
Moving on to the final event, the 400-yard freestyle relay. Nobody qualified out of that. It was won, however, by Rock Springs A with Jaron Spicer, Earl Asper, John Spicer, and Gunnar Seeloff. Second place goes to Evanston B. Parker Maluski, Gavin Branning, Forrest Hengesteg, and Kenyon Lovato. Although we did notice that in that heat was on that relay team, we saw Hunter Jensen, Gage Beechler was there. So those names not necessarily correct. Third place will be Rock Springs B. We don't have team names there. That was your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap, brought to you by Jimmy John's on 113 Front Street in Evanston. Stop by today. They got a brand new sandwich called let me read it so I make sure I get it right. The Jimmy John's Smokin' Kickin' Chicken. It's a sandwich with rotisserie chicken, the Jimmy Peppers, a Creole chili sauce. It's very, very good. It's only available for a limited time, so stop in at 113 Front Street today. Jimmy John's. We'll be right back. When we come back, we will hand out our Dr. McKay Frankum Precision Swimmer of the Meet on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Swimming on mylocalradio.com.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
In May of 2000. 2019, Uintah County School District Number 1 became the first school district in Wyoming to achieve a certified level 1 on high reliability schools by the Rosanna Leadership Center. We're focusing on 3 levels. Level 1 is a safe and collaborative culture. Level 2, effective teaching in every classroom. And Level 3 is a guaranteed and viable curriculum. We are certified Level 1 in safe and collaborative culture. This is Superintendent Ryan Thomas. Congratulations to everyone in our district. Keep up the great work.
Uintah County School District Number 1, Pathway to Excellence.
Evanston Regional Hospital is an affiliate of the University of Utah Health. Our partnership builds on a long tradition of collaboration between Evanston Regional Hospital and University of Utah Health. Inside these doors, our dedicated staff is committed to being your caring partner in your healthcare journey. Whether you need an MRI or surgery, are expecting a new baby, or you're having a heart attack, Evanston Regional Hospital is here to help. Evanston Regional Hospital. Healing begins here.
Gee, Tommy, you look amazing. Did you try something different with your enamel?
No way. I wouldn't do anything to alter these pearly whites, but I did see Dr. McKay Frankham, who told me if I didn't floss, I could miss up 35% of food particles.
Really? He told you that?
Yep, and you know what? He's 100% right. I started flossing, and now I look better than ever.
Wow, I want to see Dr. McKay Frankham.
Well, give him a call. 307-789-8910. Easy to remember, right?
That's super easy. Dr. McKay Frankham at 307-789-8910. I'll call today.
Well, the swim season is over for us here at mylocalradio.com. It ends as we were able to cover 2 girls events. We're looking to cover more next season, and a whopping 4 boys events spanning all over the Southwest. We've been here in Evanston, we've been in Lyman, and we've been in Kemmer and Green River. It's been a fun journey. And I tell you what, Elmo, you've been along with me for most of it. First year we've tried to cover swimming. I'm sold. I think it's something we need to do again next year.
Oh, I think it's a lot of fun. This is a lot of people don't realize what a spectator sport this really is, but especially those parents that are not allowed to come during this pandemic.
Yeah.
This is absolutely a great opportunity for them to participate and know what's going on and know how their kids are doing and know how all the other kids are doing too.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and look at the calendar of what's coming up for Evanston activities here on mylocalradio.com. Tomorrow, we will be live from Cody High School, where Evanston boys and girls basketball will take on the Bronx and the Phillies from Cody High School. Pre-game coverage starts at 5:30. Girls will tip off at 6 o'clock. Boys will be immediately after that. And then on Saturday, we'll be in Riverton. Boys basketball getting started at 1 o'clock. Pre-game at 12:30. The girls' game has been postponed. More on that as more information arises. We got one more thing left to do before we call it a swim season here on My Local Radio, and that's give out our final Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Swimmer of the Meet. Dr. McKay Frankham providing precision dentistry for the whole family. Call 307-789-8910 today. And before we give it to someone, there's 2 honorable mentions. Number 1, Hunter Jensen in the 50-yard freestyle. Almost qualified. Only missed it by 0.2 of a second. And then Hanky Phillips lit this place on fire during the 100-yard backstroke. He cuts time from 108 to 104, missing out just barely. The freshman going to Laramie in the backstroke. But we got to give it to Jackson Nichols. You want to talk about precision? How about 2 for 2 and 2 wins on top of that? Jackson Nichols says, I don't need anyone to set the pace. I'm just going to go out there and win both of these races.
No, he had a great evening. He really did. He showed everyone what it takes to be a champion, and that was fun to watch him.
And as far as the West is concerned, overall-wise, I think if there was an overall championship, he would definitely be in the running here in the West. He qualifies for state in every event, but the 500-yard freestyle and the 100 breaststroke, which those are both specialization events. So congratulations to Jackson Nichols winning our Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Swim of the Meet. That is going to do it. Elmo Smith, final words on the 2020-21 Evanston High School swim season.
Oh, it's been the most unusual swim season I've ever seen because of the pandemic, and it's been hard. I think it's really hard for the kids. Usually you have stands just roaring and stomping and a lot of noise and a lot of support, and for the first time these kids, they really feel like they're alone. And it's been hard for them, but they've had some amazing swimming. They've really focused on it, and just some great athletes here. They've been fun to watch.
Absolutely. Well, I have a feeling in 2022 when we 2021, 2022 when we come back, starting with girls in fall of 2021, I think we might see a return of those packed crowds, and I can't wait to have a broadcast with those. I love loud environments. It just adds so much more to the energy, and I know what you're talking about, and I can't wait to see it again. That's going to do it for our broadcast here from Evanston Aquatic Center at Davis Middle School, and for our coverage of Evanston boys swimming in 2021. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Elmo Smith, I'm saying ELAN all, saying we'll see you next time the ball flies, which will be tomorrow night in Cody when Evanston basketball takes on the Bronx. Pregame starts at 5:30. Girls tip off at 6. Boys immediately after the girls game. Thank you so much. Take care. Swim fans, we'll see you next season.
You've been tuned to a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston High School Sports on KNYN 99.1 FM with video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's special presentation of Evanston Sports has been brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet, Dr. McKay Frankum DDS, West Star Printing, T-Bar S Body Shop, The Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender Restaurants, Hoover Chiropractic, Mountain West Business Solutions, Rocky Mountain Yeti, Evanston Regional Hospital, the Come On In Casper, Rocky Mountain Sign, Bear River Dental, Plains Tire, Uinta County School District Number 1, Ellingford Brothers, and by Freeway Tire. The preceding is a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Our executive producer is Val Cook. We'd also like to thank Office Manager Kayleen Anderson and our Sales Manager Julie Burley, along with Rich's Matthew Peterson and the Valley's Cullen Holt, and Production Assistant Alyssa McDaniel. Biggest thanks to our sponsors and to you for tuning in. We invite you to visit mylocalradio.com for archived games and past interviews with Red Devil players and coaches. Like My Local Radio Sports on Facebook and stay up to date with all the games and information. Thank you for joining us on this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston Red Devil Sports on KNYN 99.1 FM and on mylocalradio.com. Until next time, go Devils!